everybody. I'm just sorting this out for the first time. Doing my best to be on Facebook Live. So, I'm Alisa Vitti. I am the founder of FLOLiving.com, and I am the proud mama of a really cool new thing that's just launching today. I'm like too close to the camera. Called MyFLO, and I am super excited to be here with you today. Hi. Yeah, let me know that you can hear me. Let me know that you're here. So here's what we're going to do today. I'm going to tell you about this new thing that I've launched, and I'm going to give you, thank you for all the comments, thank you. I'm going to let you know about the new app, and I'm going to take you on a tour. I'm going to tell you sort of the backstory, and just hang out and answer some questions. We'll just have a good time, because any time where we're sitting on the proverbial FLO couch and we're talking about your periods is a good time for me. Hello, Rebecca from Kansas. Yeah, let me know where you're dialing your, your Facebook living in from. I'm so old school. I'm like, yeah, where are you calling in from? Let me know where you're at. This is my first time, so bear with me. I am a Facebook Live virgin and having so much fun giving it a try. So I want to know, of course, those of you who are joining, Cyprus, that's so cool. Texas, awesome. Cancun, oh my God. You know what's so great about being a woman and being in this, point in time in history is that we are all connected through the internet. And so I just love, hi, Gail. This is like we just can be so connected to each other all over the world. And I love that. Brooklyn, Oregon, oh my God, Glasgow, Scotland. I'm obsessed with Scotland. Those of you who know me well, if you would already know this about me. For those of you who don't, I am hugely obsessed with the Outlander series. I have read, let me just break this down. I read all the books in like 2 weeks. It was weird. So anyway, hello from Scotland, California, Nashville, LA, South Africa, Paris. My daughter just started French nursery school, so we're singing all of our French songs at home. It's really fun. Kimberly Estrada saying, loving the app, been using it for a month. Yes, those of you who are joining me, who are subscribed to the FLO Living newsletter, would have been part of this super secret launch. Sorry, my bra was showing. I'm always breastfeeding, so I never know where my boobs are. Okay, so thank you, Cindy. I'm so happy to see you again. Cindy from Connecticut used to come hang out and do live when I used to do live workshops in my physical center. It's really good to see you, hon. Anyway, so thank you. Vermont. Yeah, so for those of you who are subscribed to the newsletter, you would have been given first access to the app back in November. And so we just launched it today. It's called MyFLO. For those of you who are just joining in, who are checking this out for the first time, go to the following website. Hi, Dana, St. Lucia, Hawaii. Awesome. Go to MyFLO Tracker.com, MyFLO Tracker.com, and you will see the glory of this thing I've been building in stealth mode for 2 years, and I'm really, really excited about this, proud of this. And I also want to just thank all of you. I mean, first of all, for joining me today, but also because you're the reason why this app exists. I mean, I wrote the book Woman Code a couple years ago, and all of you were writing me like, can you please turn chapter 5 into an app? Can you please, kind of make this easier for us to cycle sync and do all of this? And, it was a great idea. So I have been working on it slowly, and of course having my daughter and trying to do this in a very sustainable way, although I will admit fully that any few weeks leading up to a launch are not easy, not fun. So if I look a little tired, the past few days have been a little more tiring, just getting everything ready. But I'm relieved that it's out, and I'm happy that it's out, and I'm happy to have it in more hands of more women. So I want to, without further ado, as I don't know how long these things are supposed to last. Again, I've never done this before. We're going to go right into demoing the app. I'm so glad you like it, Jill Hoffman in Brooklyn. You are so welcome. I made it for you. All right, let me just pull up. I got my little phone here. And I'm going to pull up my app. So when you, oh boy, I wonder if you won't be able to see this. Probably not. We'll figure it out. So when you first come into the app, you get the big purple screen. And let's see, maybe I can like dim the brightness on my screen. We're going to try all sorts of things today. But when you first come into the app, you're going to get into the main, I'm trying to see like how this would be better. If anybody has a suggestion on how I should show you my phone, please let me know. Settings, let me just dim the light, and that should probably help. But when you get into the app, the first thing that you are taken into is this beautiful calendar. That's a lot better. Okay, I think that's the best we're going to get it. So, okay. Cindy Budner, try the red screen mode. I don't even know where that is. I will figure that out another day. So when you look at the calendar, the colors shift from light purple. Get the phone closer to the screen, and it'll adjust the clarity. Oh, M for Margarita. Thank you. So when you first come into the app, you see this beautiful calendar. And for those of you who were like, what's up with the colors? It goes from, this is my period, by the way, soon, a couple days. You're going to go from light pink to this sort of darker purple, right? Of course, everything's purple in FLO Living land. And that just is a way for you to visually see how your cycle goes from lighter to eventually then bleeding, with the darkest saturation of color kind of visually matching the, thanks babe, matching the whole deal with your own menstrual flow. So we have that, and then you'll see today's date is in gray, and then you'll see that there's really this cool little coin here. Yeah, I find it really hilarious that I built an app, because I'm, as you can see, not that technologically easy to deal with. So you can flip the day, cycles every 28 days. The next one's coming in a couple of days. It's really, easy to use. Up here is this is also odd to do it backwards. Up here is the, here we go, the integration, the menu. And we'll go through that in a second. Let me go back to, sorry, I don't mean to make you all motion sick. Let's go into, you can tap on any day in the calendar. I'm going to tap on the other day when I took some notes. And this is what I was feeling the other day. I was tired and I wasn't sleeping a lot. So I saved those. Let's go to a new screen selection day since I'm in my luteal phase. Let's see. Let's go into today. I haven't taken any of my notes in for today. Did I press it? Yeah, okay. So here you'll see at the top that you can track your cervical fluid, right? Is it dry? Is it sticky? Is it creamy? Is it that egg white texture? And then you've got a whole bunch of symptoms that you can choose from. And I'm just going to say, hi, it's me again. When we created all these icons, we wanted to make sure that you would have an experience where you didn't get prompted with like flowers and lipstick images and stiletto heels. Can I get a that was a good idea, just some sort of appreciation for, we didn't want to water down your experience of your body with images that were, I don't know, co-opted by men? Yeah, I think part of the reason why us having a relationship with our bodies has its unique challenges is because we don't have a lot of our own female-centric language to describe what's going on. Yeah, don't get me started. I like it too. Yeah. Okay, so thank you. I wanted to do that for you. So you'll see, I heart you back. So you'll see, I'm trying to get as good resolution here as I can. Just different things that you can experience, and then you just keep scrolling for whatever it is that you're looking for. Let me pick something. What did I have this week? Today. What do I have today? Today, honestly, I'm feeling a little symptom-free, so I'm just going to click on that one. Okay, you can see it kind of lights up. And then what did I do today? I am in big time completing mode in my luteal phase. This is another thing that I really wanted to put in the app. I wanted to make sure that you would have a way not just to track your cervical fluid and your symptoms, but also the ways in which you're staying in your flow. Like, you need to keep track of all the awesome things that you're doing to feel good. So we're doing it in a way, will incorporate a lifestyle component, you interacting with your cycle. So I did big time completing things and my root veggies today. And I'm going to save that by pressing the save button. Right, there we go. And then it says, would you like to view your recommendations? And I'll say, I'm going to view those now. Let me just get into that. Here we go. These are the ones that I was experiencing a few days ago since today I'm not feeling any symptoms. Remember the other day I said I tapped on the fatigue one, right? So the other thing this is a screenshot of what happens when you click in deeper into each symptom as you save the ones that are coming up for you. You learn why you're having that symptom. I mean, what is the point of tracking symptoms if you can't get better next month? I don't want you guys having symptoms anymore. That's like my thing. So I'm super, super proud of the fact that this is the first and only functional medicine period tracking and correction app. My desire for you is not to just track your symptoms. My desire for you is to have a glorious, majestic menstrual experience all month long. And you can do that now because anytime you've got some weird symptom coming up, you can dive deeper into that symptom and learn, because it gives you recommendations. So first of all, it'll tell you what the root cause is in the first paragraph. Then it will tell you the food fix. Then it will tell you the lifestyle fix and what you might want to do next. So it's really about what can you eat today that's going to make an impact on your endocrine system and give you the most nutritional bang for your buck and move you in the right direction, because it's always a moving target. And I fundamentally wanted to build this portion, especially when you dive deep into each symptom. I wanted you to have the ability to kind of have me in your back pocket, because it's hard to get onto my session roster. And it's still possible, but it's getting more crowded. And I wanted to find a way for you to just have the information at your fingertips. Like, what do I do if I have cramps, or I'm breaking out on my chin today? What should I eat? Is there something I could do that would make a difference today? The answer is yes. And if you go into the app every single day and keep tracking your symptoms daily and getting these daily guidelines for these specific symptoms, the cumulative effect every day, every month, you know that it's going to change your endocrine function over time. So that's something that I'm really, really, really excited about. That's sort of the biggest, coolest, part about, going beyond period tracking. So then the next thing I want to talk about is going into the second cool aspect of this, which is my cycle phases. So here you have, again, those colors represented. And I'll just tap on the luteal phase because that's where I'm at. And it's going to open it up. And here you'll see this other really cool thing about the app, which is that I want you to obviously get good ovary karma, but I also want you to be able to really interact with your cycle and play to your neurohormonal strengths each week. So when you're in a specific phase, all you have to do is tap on the specific phase that you're in, and it'll give you these 5 categories. And I'll see if I can give you a better screenshot of them. I don't know why this one's like extra bright. Okay, there you go. So there's hormones, brain, exercise, food, and love. Okay, and in the hormone phase, it's just going to tell you what hormones are in play this phase, what that means for you. Okay, and then, and let's go into like the focus, the brain focus, right? So this will tell you what some of you who cycle sync already know about the luteal phase, which is like getting everything done. This is like a key time to get things done. But you see this purple button at the bottom? Boom. Schedule it. Okay? You can put, sorry, it's so bright. You can schedule, it gives you so right now it gives you a prompt. It says carve out some time to finish things on your to-do list. And then you get to choose the date and time that you want to schedule it. And then with one tap, you can add it to your calendar. And then it'll just export that to-do item that's really all about, integrating your experience of your body and what self-care it is that you do need into your everyday life, so that it kind of takes the guesswork out of that for you. And I love that it gives you the right exercise to do each week. You don't have to remember. You just have to keep going into the app and let it remind you, and then just schedule it into your calendar. So am I supposed to do Barry's boot camp this week, or Soul Cycle, or Pilates? What's ideal for me? And this way you'll be able to kind of easily see and just schedule. And I love that. I especially love the stuff about relationships in here, the love flow. It's not just about, you and a partner. It's also things that are really good for your social interactions that week. So this way you can really, kind of honor what's happening for you. I think one of the things that this functionality of the app is really speaking to is this issue that I think we're all struggling with as women, which is this idea that we're supposed to be on 24/7, and we're supposed to be able to do the same things day in and day out. And I thank you, Ellen. I am so glad you just downloaded the app. Welcome to the MyFLO parties. You're gonna love it. The thing that I found personally really frustrating when I was even trying to navigate my self-care and understand how to optimize my time is that none of it felt like it was organic to my sense of timing or nature as a woman, And as I dove deeper into all things women's hormones, it sort of struck me as really an obvious oversight, but interesting, that we have a 24-hour male hormonal pattern that the whole kind of world operates on, right? So like if you think about all the time management, classics from Franklin Covey, which I tried so hard to be good at, to even just the way, corporate day-to-day experience are structured. It's really, and even sports exercise theory, it's all kind of organized around the male 24-hour pattern where they have that surge of cortisol in the morning and testosterone, and like they cram as much activity into the day in the early part of the day as possible. And it's like Groundhog Day. How many of you feel like trying to stuff yourself into a 24-hour pattern works like half of the month, and then the other half of the month you feel, kind of like really self-critical because you just don't feel like you have the same stamina, and that you should be able to, do it all the same time, all the time, every day? How many of you feel that way? Let me know. So I wanted to build something. That was really about, how can we really honor the fact that we are based on a 28-day cycle, and we don't have to squeeze ourselves into 24 hours. We have, we have a whole month. So it's really about expanding into. And cycle syncing is really, that's the whole thing, is that you have encoded in you a matrix for time management, creating things, and there's a natural seasonality to your body that we need to embrace. Yes, thank you for chiming in there. We need to embrace that, and we need to start honoring it and working with it, because the best athletes train according to their circadian patterns. Anybody who's trying to optimize themselves, like all my guys that are doing like biohacking, my guy colleagues, they're all, trying to maximize their performance in the morning and stretch it out in the afternoon because they only have that 24-hour window to do it in. But we have a whole month. So you can do creative things in the first week. You can do communication things in the second week during ovulation. You can get things done. How many of you have been pregnant and you remember like the nesting instinct that you had in like the second and third trimester? That's the luteal phase when you're not pregnant. It's like you want to complete things, you want to get things done. And this way, and then the menstrual phase, evaluate, kind of, really, there's so many gifts to your neurohormonal shifts. Your brain shifts by about 25% each week as it's affected by these different hormone ratios. So wouldn't it be great if you could, since it is predictable and reoccurring and reliable, wouldn't it be great if there was an easy way for you to leverage those different cognitive and physiological strengths to your benefit, to get more done with less stress on the body? Because for me, this app is really a reflection of the protocol. You do the cleanup work by addressing all the symptoms and changing your diet and whatnot. But then once you're feeling good, like, I resolved my issues 15, 17 years ago. I needed a way to continue to live in accordance with my endocrine function that would be sustainable long term. And I needed a structure, and your body's cycle provides that perfect structure. You can use any analogy you want. It's the 4 seasons, it's the creation matrix. You can call it feminine energy, whatever you want to call it, but it's science. That's the thing I like the most about it, is that it's grounded in hormonal chemistry, and there's a pattern, and it's really easy to follow. So I want you to really play around with that feature of the app. That's really fun. And then the last, there's so much to talk about, obviously, and I think I'm taking way too long for a normal post. But then there's this really cool other feature called Partner Sync that I'm so excited about because, again, much love from Germany. Thank you. One of the things that I love is that, I've always shared this in any lecture I've given. We don't have like any other weird thing that we do in our marriage with me and my husband, but we cycle sync our marriage. Like, we don't have any special tools that we use. That's what I mean. We cycle sync. That's the special tool that we use. So he knows where I am in my cycle. And because he knows that information, he knows 3 key things. He knows what kind of, can you let me know if you've already started using Partner Sync and if your guy or your girl loves it? Because I've been getting emails from partners since November. People are like, this is what I've been waiting for. You're saving our relationship. And I love it. I love that. I love hearing from the men and the women, and it's so awesome. So this is really fun because this lets us make our partner psychic. Like, don't you always want your person to kind of just like intuitively know what it is you need? Like, don't you need to go out tonight with friends as opposed to just one-on-one? Or wouldn't you love it if he or she just said to you, you know what, honey, I rented a movie and I'm cooking you roasted carrots and roasted chicken. Let's sit down and hang out. Wouldn't that be awesome? He or she now can do that because they're going to get, when and only when you move into your next phase, a little hormonal dossier from Anti-FLO, and they will get like information about what kind of dates to plan, what kind of communication approach is like ideal? Like, should you be going into like domestic focused conversations or big picture vision, like what are we doing with our lives together, or what kind of fun are we going to have, just kind of like ways to keep things always moving forward. And then also what he or she can do to bring you optimal pleasure in the bedroom, because we need a different approach each week of our cycle. Some weeks are more like hot and fast and passionate, and other weeks we need a lot more foreplay, build up, and whatever it is. Most of us would like our partner to just like magically know the approach that we need, but especially when we're in long-term relationships, we kind of get stuck in these ruts where we kind of like do the same thing over and over again. And again, your body's cycle is the perfect container for relationships not to get stale, because you just keep allowing the interaction to align with where you're at in these different phases, and it's always new, it's always fresh, and you're always making forward motion. I mean, I'm not going to get into like physics here, but like this is like a quantum like leap in terms of quality of life for you forward, because basically we've been told that in order for us to make forward progress, we have to like push in a straight line, just keep pushing in a straight line, and that's how you get ahead. And it's exhausting. In fact, you have diminishing returns of speed and distance in physics when you try to push something across a surface. If you don't know that I'm a nerd, I'm just fair warning. Okay. So, but then we developed the wheel, right? And the cycle, the forward momentum of a wheel turning and turning and turning, you go farther, faster. And guess what kind of technology the female body is built on? Anybody want to put some hearts out for the cycle wheel technology, right? So, I mean, you are the most powerful force on the planet. And I love the boys, but I got to say, in my research, it kind of just keeps seeming like we have the way better deal here. We have the better end of the stick. And I find it really odd that instead of knowing that, we walk around assuming that we have the shorter end of the stick and that we suffer and we have our periods and we're in pain, and it just seems like bad propaganda, because the information about your cycle and what it does and what it can do and how good you can feel and that you can resolve symptoms with food, all of that, if you got that information like when you were 12 in sex ed class, how might your thinking about yourself, how might your orientation to the world, how might your life be different today, 10, 20, 30 years out, if you kind of got this information, the information that's in this app about your cycle from the beginning. And obviously this is really near and dear to my heart because I have 4 nieces and I have a little girl. And, I dedicated my book to my 4 nieces when I wrote it. And, this app is dedicated to all the little girls inside of us and the ones that are upcoming, that, instead of having to rediscover this every generation, how powerful your bodies are, or only later in life when you have some incredible experience like pregnancy or like climbing a mountain or something huge that you do, only discovering way too late that you're so powerful. Wouldn't it be amazing if we could just know that from the beginning? I think that would be amazing. I wonder what would change in the world if half the population was walking around like owning and operating their power fully. I think it would be pretty cool. So anyway, I could obviously go on and on and on. I want to know, obviously, what you're thinking, and if you have any questions, stick around for a few questions. There's lots of tutorials about how to use the app. You don't have to, your partner doesn't have to download the app. And someone made a comment, Julia Berkey made a comment about saying yes, Partner Sync is for every combination of partnerships, so please use it. And all you have to do is pop in their email address, so they don't have to download anything special. They'll just get pinged the app communicate. It's all technical, but anyway, they'll get the magical email at the right time. And so please sign them up, and that's really super fun. And just, I think what I love most is just seeing the conversations that get started as a result of this. So I'm excited. And let me know, have your partner write me, you guys write me. I mean, this is an app that I created for you. We're co-creating it. It's just the first version. So I know that we're going to be, Kate Dirth has a great question. Read my mind. I was just about to start talking about that. Yes, this is version 1. We have a lot of exciting things planned for this app, more symptoms to track, more things that are coming, more food support. So stay tuned and make sure that you're subscribed to the FLOliving.com newsletter so that you're getting all that feature release information. And, and we want to hear from you. We are here to make this app just as juicy and fun as it can be. So I'm always excited to hear your thoughts. And I would love it today if you would share this with a sister in your life, a friend, a colleague, someone, because they need to know about it. I mean, every woman needs to be cycle syncing. Love from Greece. Love you, Elena. Oh yes, I want to figure out how to do other languages. That would be so cool. Thank you. Yes, French, French, Italian, whatever we can. We're going to figure it all out. I had to make a decision about a month ago. I had to decide. I'd say, well, I could keep working on it and keep making it, adding more and more and more. And I said, okay, well, what I think we're at a good place where I want women to have access to it. I wanted you guys to have it. So there's a way for you to really get started interacting with this app. Yes, fertile fluid is coming and tracking basal body temperature. We're working on all of that good stuff. Stay tuned. Thank you for asking those questions again. Yes, BBT. But to that point, this app was not specifically designed to be a fertility app. It's a period lifestyle app. So just do keep that in mind. And if you are tracking basal body temperature, there may be other apps with devices that can really help you. But yes, we want to help make it all encompassing as we can be. So just stay tuned. I'm getting there. So I would love to have your help in getting the word out. If you can share this video, share the post that we have on social media. A great question here. All the data is 100% private. We do not share the data with anyone, anywhere. No way. Okay, there you go. I feel real strongly about that. So if you could share this app with people, share on social, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, forward the email from your email account, whatever that you can do to help spread the word. I think women really need to have access to this information, and it shouldn't just be only for some people. It should be for all women. And if you're a mom and you have a daughter who's coming of age, what a great way for you to very quickly give her a tool that can totally empower her and transform her relationship to her body for the better. So this is another great thing to share with your teenage daughter. And what else can I say? I'm just so happy that it's here. I'm happy that you're happy. Oh, one other special request. Just because I literally stay up at night reading your comments. If you would be so kind as to post a rating and a review of the app on either the iTunes store or the Google Play store, I would be so grateful. The more positive reviews we have, I hear that the easier it is for other people to find the app. So assuming that that's true, I would really, really love to help more women find out about this app. And one other fun thing, this is just some fun, random little fact. Some companies have been bringing me in to teach their teams about how to cycle sync at work and how to change, project manage at work with the neurohormonal stuff that I teach. So I've done this in a bunch of companies in the city, and I've got a few more that I'm doing in the next couple of weeks. If your company is a company that wants to have me come in and present, email me. I'm really interested in helping drive change around making a workplace that is originally oriented to the male physiology, because remember, women only joined corporate America, a couple decades ago. I would love to help us all create change from within. We don't need to wait for big things to happen outside of us. We can just be that change within our own project planning, within our own self-care patterns at work. And I'd love to help more women not burn out in their working environment, because it's exhausting to try to go and not have any time to go through the normal ebbs and flows of creative process. So would I come to Greece? As soon as I'm done breastfeeding. But you know what? There's got to be a way to virtually do that, because I know I've done that for one large multinational company where you can live stream me everywhere. So I think with technology, even if I can't be there in person just yet, we can leverage technology for our benefit. So yes, Carla, this is a great one. Recipes and more food descriptions and lists are coming in the next release, so stay tuned. I tried to squeeze as much as I could humanly possibly in this past year of building this, so bear with me. I'm gonna make sure that this is like as rich and deep as possible. Yes, I'm all over it. But keep the suggestions coming, and I'm grateful for your support. Thank you for sharing this with your friends. Thank you for taking a minute out of your busy lives to rate the app. I live for reading those comments. It really helps me, because this is even more than my book, because that was just writing words, and that was like a direct brain to paper transmission. This was like brain to technology, to a phone, to an app. So this has been one of the most vulnerable things that I've put out into the world in my experience recently, because it's so complex. So I really appreciate the support and the positive feedback, and I'm going to continue to work really hard to make this as juicy as possible for you. So I feel like this is the world's longest Facebook Live session ever, but you're still all here with me, and I feel so loved. Here's the good news. Today is my inaugural Facebook Live. Please come to Germany, and will your book come out in German someday? I think my publisher's working on all of that. So yes. Lexi, hair shedding. I'm totally going to add that into the symptom list. Yes, thank you. Listen, let's call this app like the hive mind. We need many brains to make it all what we all need it to be. So thank you for reminding me. That's a great example of a symptom that I completely forgot about. So we're gonna add them all in. I had a thought. Oh yes, the thought was, this is my first time doing Facebook Live, but this will not be my last. I think I've been in the new mom cave for 2 years. Those of you who may know me know that I had my first child 2 years ago and 4 months, something like that. And I'm still breastfeeding her, and I've got to wean this kid so I can get out of the house more. But regardless, I've been missing spending time with you. You know, before I had her, I was traveling more and speaking more and spending time answering questions and whatever. And I've been really eager to reconnect. So we're going to do these like weekly Facebook live chats, and they're all going to have a different theme. We're going to talk more about cycle syncing, how I do it in the kitchen, at work, whatever. We're going to talk about, we'll have one that's just dedicated to like open office hours, your health questions. And it's going to be really fun and interactive, and it'll take on a life of its own. But I hope that you'll all join me weekly for these little afternoon tea time, you know, hangout sessions. And let me know, you know, if there's like an ideal time. I'm trying to find the right time to do these, and it's like a work in progress. So if there's like a magical hour of the day that you want, you know, just let me know. I'm here to be as flexible as possible for your schedule too. This is like a beautiful story. So Denise Eigendorf is responding to Mindy Blankenship's comment, and she's just saying that she's saying to Mindy that she found the book and did the 3-month monthly flow program, and her PCOS disappeared, and Mindy's just at the beginning of being diagnosed, and she's got a lot of hope. You should, you should have hope, and not just women with PCOS, fibroids, endometriosis, PMDD, you know, whatever. And for the women who are trying to conceive, what you can really use this app for is to optimize the hormones of your cycle, to really make sure that you're maximizing your fertile ecosystem as much as possible, so that when it is time, when you are tracking your basal body temperature and you are ovulating with precision, that you can take full advantage of that. So really, again, this is about functional medicine, going to the root causes. So just trying to address everybody. And yes, this app is appropriate for women over 35 who have begun the perimenopause journey. So this is a game for you, you know, as long as possible. And if you have stopped menstruating, you're postmenopausal, and you still want to cycle sync, you can. You can. All you have to do is download the lunar calendar, which you can download for free from like nasa.org or something. There's lots of places you can download it from. And you can just follow the phases. It's very subtle, but if you notice on the cycle phases home page, let me get back to it, where it's all the different colors, you'll notice that you'll see a half circle, a full circle, another half circle that's upside down, and a droplet. This was, of course, imagery inspired by the lunar shift. So with the waxing moon and the full moon and the waning moon and the no moon for menstruation. So you can, you can continue to shift what it is that you want to be doing with priorities in your life based on that too. So, okay, great. I'm getting lots of comments about perfect timing from women in Russia, and this day is, some people love this time. Some women, another woman's talking about her improvement with her endometriosis. She was able to get off the pill after doing the online program. This is great. I'm so happy. You know, I'm the girl who had the major period crisis in my early 20s, my late teens, early 20s. And I was like really shocked and terrified, and woken up to like the harsh reality for girls like us who have period issues. And I wanted to do something about it. And I've been working on that mission for almost 20 years now. And this app feels like a celebration of all the things that I've learned and all the best practices of the protocol, and just a perfect way to make it so easy to use and so easy to access. And of course, because just like anything with FLO Living, you can have as much or little support as you want. You can use the app. You can opt in for all the other support that we have at the FLO Living Center. So it's fully integrated into the virtual hormone center as well if you need more support, or if you want to just talk to somebody. Oh my goodness, Shandy, thank you so much for this post. She did the online program and got pregnant after 3 months. My daughter is now 8 months. Congratulations. I'm sure she's so delicious. How can the app help even though I'm not menstruating because I'm breastfeeding? Yeah, this is a beautiful question. At 8 months, somewhere between 8 months and a first year, you will get your period back. It's very likely. I would love for you to start using the app and just sort of reading through the hormonal descriptions in my cycle phases, in each of those cycle phases, just the hormone description. Just see if you are noticing any stirrings in your body. Do you feel like any of that is actually happening to you yet? You may be ovulating, you may not be. You may be beginning to move toward a cycle, you may not be. As soon as you do start having your cycle back, then of course the app will be like really valuable for you in terms of keeping track of things. But I wouldn't necessarily worry about trying to worry about when your period is going to come. I would use it to just sort of track symptoms in general and see what's going on, and let it be a way for you to try to optimize your postpartum hormonal balancing. I mean, such a critical time to try to keep your hormones as stable as possible. Make sure that you're not feeling fatigued or insomniacal or moody. Track all those symptoms, and this is a way that you can use the app really optimally during this like postpartum time. So more women are joining the call. This is so much fun. I just want to thank you all again. I am so honored that you've stayed on with me for an hour. I feel like Facebook chats are supposed to be super short. So again, this is Alisa Vitti from FLOliving.com, where we've today, hi Jen, we launched today the world's first and only functional medicine period tracking app that also fixes your symptoms and that lets you live in a way that optimizes your brain chemistry and your body's needs, so that you never feel like you're squeezing yourself into that 24-hour pattern and burning yourself out. No more burning the candle at both ends. Just step out of this 24-hour paradigm because your body's not operating on it anyway. Be who you are. Do you. Your body's setting the pace of timing anyway, so you might as well go with your flow. Go with your flow, ladies. That's been the message since day one, and I hope that this app, MyFLO, myflotracker.com, really makes this so easy for you. So we're going to wrap up. I'm going to say, please download the app if you haven't already. Please share it with a few girlfriends today. And if you can take a few minutes today, I would be so grateful for a lovely rating on Apple iTunes or the Google Play Store. That would help so much. And we'll do this again next week. So we'll talk about some other stuff next week. But thank you so much for spending the time with me today. This was so much fun. If you liked the chat today, just send some hearts so I know that I didn't bore any of you during this 1 hour call. And then we'll see each other next week, hopefully same time, same FLO channel. Oh, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. This is great. I was like tinkering with all the tech to get this all set up in like a panic trying to figure this out today. So it feels well worth the efforts. Talk about skincare. Yeah, we'll talk about all sorts of things. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to see you all again next week. Have a beautiful weekend. Enjoy the app. Share it, share it, share it. Rate it, rate it, rate it. And I love all of you. Here's to us changing the status quo by taking really good care of ourselves. We need to build a sustainable life for ourselves and one for our whole culture. So we're going to lead that change as women, of course, naturally. That's what we do. Big love to your ovaries. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.